as the rebels advance on the capital there.
That's right. There's an interesting interview in Libération, the French daily, with Roland Marchal. He's a specialist on the region, and he explains what's at the heart of this struggle between the rebel coalition called the Sekela and President François Bozizé. His regime, he came to power back in 2003 after what they call a coup d'etat backed by Chad. Roland Marchal points out that the central government is politically, militarily weak, and it's losing regional support. Meanwhile, the rebels are moving in on the capital, Bangui, and in the meantime, he says that the people who are really suffering from all that is civilians.
Now, we've also been talking about this story, that Arabic and Israeli press reporting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu secretly meeting with King Abdullah of Jordan to discuss the situation in Syria.
That's right. The story was initially reported in Al-Quds Al-Arabi, so the pan-Arab newspaper that's based in London. So it points out that Netanyahu and King Abdullah met secretly in Jordan to discuss Syria, and especially the post-Assad Syria. Now, they didn't say exactly when this meeting took place, but the Israeli press has also confirmed that this took place. We're going to take a look at an article in the Jerusalem Post that quotes, that says that Israeli officials have confirmed this visit, and it points out that the big hot topic was Syria's chemical weapons stockpile. And Jerusalem Post quotes an article from The Atlantic that says that Netanyahu has proposed to Jordan to a plan to take out many of Syria's chemical weapons sites. Now, so far, Jordan has refused this because many of the sites are on the border with Jordan, and also Jordan doesn't want to seem to be complicit with Israel on any action in Syria.
Let's take you to Russia now. Yesterday, the upper chamber in Russia are unanimously backing a measure banning Americans from adopting Russian children.
That's right. We'll take a look at the editorial in the International Herald Tribune today that says that this was in retaliation against a new American law, a human rights law called the Magnitsky Act. Now, that was signed earlier this month by President Obama, and it aims to punish Russian citizens who are accused of violating human rights by denying them the right both to visit the United States and to own property, real estate, in the U.S. Now, according to the International Herald Tribune, the Russian vote is cynical and a cruel response to this human rights vote in the United States. And the International Herald Tribune says it's a shame that Russia is using orphans as pawns and targeting this very vulnerable group. It says that it's terribly wrong to prevent children from being placed in loving homes just for this political retaliation. In the Russian press, this vote is also getting some criticism. We're going to take a look at an article in Moskovsky Komsomolets. It's also critical of this and says Americans are punishing Russian officials are punishing orphans. This is stupid, right? It says that, and it points out that this is hypocritical of the government. If the government really wants to punish the United States, well, they should stop using their iPhones. They should stop buying United States products. They should pull their money out of U.S. banks if that's really what they want to do. But the article points out that they probably won't do this.
Okay, going to stay in Russia. The Guardian in the UK, though, interviewing a former member of the punk rock collective Pussy Riot.
That's right. This is part of a series in the Guardian about newsmakers of the past year. So they interview Ekaterina Samutsevich. She was one of the members of this Pussy Riot group. Now, she and two of her friends were accused and tried of hooliganism, motivated by religious hatred for performing an anti-Putin song in church. Now, she was released. Her two friends, however, have gone to prison, so she speaks out about this. She speaks out about what she calls her mock trial. She says that her only goal now is to continue Pussy Riot's message, and she says that those times have changed. Her desire to protest against Putin remains the same.
Florence, thanks a lot. Florence Phenomenal with the international papers here on France 24. That's the very latest news from us. Another bulletin coming up in around about 13 minutes' time. In fact, stay with us if you can.